Hello, my friends. I'm Clover, and this is Genuinely Approachable Sudoku, and today we are solving Birbs of Paradise by Newman. This is another two-variant Sudoku, and in this one we have normal Sudoku rules, meaning that we're placing the digits 1 through 9 once each in each row, each column, and each outline 3x3 region. And in addition to that, we have two different colors of lines in the grid. We have these kind of peach-colored lines, and these guys are entropic lines. And what that means is that if you look at any run of 3 cells, it always has to have one high digit, one medium digit, and one low digit. The digits are separated into groups of 3, so 1, 2, and 3 are low, 4, 5, and 6 are medium, and 7, 8, and 9 are high digits. And I'm going to adjust the camera slightly. There we go. Okay, so what that implies is that we always have to have a repeating pattern of high, medium, and low along each line. So these 3 have to contain a high, medium, and a low, but these 3 also have to contain a high, medium, and a low, which actually means that these guys both have to have the same high lowity. For instance, if this was medium, that's low, that's high, then this one would also have to be medium. And that becomes more intuitive as you work through the puzzle, and that pattern will also apply to the other type of lines in this puzzle, modular lines, which are these teal lines. Along modular lines, it's the same kind of situation. Each group of 3 has to have 1 from each set, except in this case, the sets are groups modulo 3, meaning that the digits 1, 4, and 7, which are all 1 mod 3, are a group. The digits 2, 5, and 8 are a group, and the digits 3, 6, and 9, which are all divisible by 3, are a group. So along each set of 3 digits on a line, for instance, this 9 is 0 mod 3, this 8 is 2 mod 3, so then we need another digit that is 1 mod 3. So that has to be 1, 4, or 7, and we're going to start there actually because it already sees a 1 and a 4, so that is a 7. All right, our last digit here is going to be a 5, just by Sudoku. And now let's consider our lines that already have 2 digits on them. So this is 1 mod 3, this is 2 mod 3, so the last digit here has to be 0 mod 3, so it has to be 3, 6, or 9. It sees a 6 and 9 already, so that's going to be a 3. That's our only remaining 0 mod 3 digit. Along these peach-colored entropic lines, we have a low here, a medium here, so we need a high here, which has to be 8 or 9. We have a high, a medium, and then we need a low, which has to be 1, 2, or 3. In this case, it already sees 2 and 3, so that has to be a 1. Now let's consider some of the slightly longer lines. So over here, again, entropic lines meaning we're worried about high lowity. That's a medium. That's a low, so this has to be a high. It's got to be 8 or 9. And now this is a high, low, and that has to be a medium, so that's 4, 5, or 6. Here, low, high, so that must be medium. 4, 5, or 6, it already sees a 6. Medium, high, so that has to be low, 1, 2, or 3. It already sees a 1 and 2, so that is a 3. Here we have a high digit, so these guys have to be low and medium, meaning this one also has to be high. It sees 7 and 9 already, so it's 8, and that resolves this into a 9. Here, these are going to be medium and high. So this has to be low. It already sees a 1 and a 3, so that will be a 2. Now I'm going to look at the middle row and the middle column. So over here, I need 1, 2, 7, and 9 to complete the middle row. There's already a 1 in that region, and then this cell sees both a 2 and a 7, so that's going to be a 9. And because that's a 9, we now know this is 0 mod 3, this is 1 mod 3, so this one has to be 2 mod 3. And it sees a 2 and an 8, so the only remaining possible digit it could be is 5. And now here we have a 2 mod 3, a 1 mod 3, so this has to be 0 mod 3. It already sees 3 and 9, so it's going to be a 6. This cell sees 2 and 7, so that must be a 1. And because that's a 1, it's 1 mod 3. This is 0 mod 3, so this has to be 2 mod 3, so it's 2 or 5. And then this one also has to be 1 mod 3, so it's 4 or 7. And because it already sees a 7, that's going to be a 4. Now I'm going to look at the central column. It still needs 3, 4, 7, and 9. This can't be 7 or 9. That can't be 7 or 9. So that's a 3, 4 pair. This cell sees a 7, so it's a 9. And then that's a 7. So here we have 0 mod 3 and 1 mod 3, so that must be 2 mod 3. It's going to be 5 or 8. This one also has to be 0 mod 3. It already sees a 3 and a 9, so it is a 6. These digits are going to be 1, 2, and 5. This guy can't be a 1 or a 2 because it sees those in its column, so that's a 5. That makes this a 1 and makes this a 2. So over here we have 1 mod 3, 2 mod 3. So the remaining digits on either side have to both be 0 mod 3, making them 3 and 6, and that resolves this. Now this row is almost done. Those have to be 1, 4, and 5, and that cannot be a 1. So this is going to be our medium digit for this peach entropic line. Therefore, this is a low digit, and that can only be a 2. That makes this a 5. Now this cell sees a 4 and a 5, so it is a 6. These guys are going to be 4 and 7 to complete the row. And I already have a 2 in that region, so this is all resolved. Okay, that's not a 9. Okay, and that can't be a 4 either. My last digit here is going to be a 6. Now in this row I need 1, 5, and 8. And that can't be a 1. And now this is the point in the solve where I noticed something I thought was kind of charming. You probably don't end up needing this to solve the puzzle in the long run. I kind of liked it though. Along this peach entropic line, we have low digits on the outside, so that means one of these is high and one of them is medium. But the only high digit either of them could possibly be is 8. So one of these is definitely going to be an 8 because one of them has to be high. And both of them see this cell, so that cell can't be an 8. That makes that a 9. Alright, these are now going to be 3, 5, and 8 to finish off that column. And these are going to be 4, 5, and 8. And because we already see a 4 and a 5 here, that's going to be an 8. That makes this a 3. And because there's a 4 in this region, that's now a 5, which resolves the 5 and the 8. So now that's the medium digit. That makes this the high digit, which is an 8. This is now a 5, which resolves these cells. There's a 5 in the column now, so that's going to be an 8. The 4 and 5 are resolved, that's a 6, and now we're just going to do some classic Sudoku to finish up. So now here we need 3, 5, 7, and 9. They'll go in like that. We need 1 and 6 to finish this row, and 7 and 8 to finish row 2. Here we need 2, 3, 4, and 9. And in this column, we're going to need a 1 and a 9, which resolves the 3 and the 9. That's a 2, and that's a 3. And that is how you solve Philip Newman's lovely Birbs of Paradise. Hope you guys liked that one. The link to solve it on your own is in the description of this video, and I will see you again in 3 days.